So we have Chris, Eli, and Carmen. This is a finale. Carmen. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful name. I like it.
Thanks.
So, Design Star finalists, congratulations. Tell me what was going through your minds when this was all happening for you.
Where to begin? I mean, I don't want to go first on this one. Carmian, take it.
You go first, Carmian.
Oh my gosh. Well, once you make it through the first episode and get an understanding of what you're actually doing, I think for me, I took the approach of just making it to the next challenge, like secure the details of what the judges are asking for and figure the rest out as you go. Just make it to the next challenge. So it was always just keep your head down and get through it. Just check the boxes and get through it. It was an incredible experience, but the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life, for sure.
Yeah, I have to kind of agree with Carmian. It was like such a major roller coaster of emotion because one week you're on top, the next week you're on the bottom, the next week you're in the middle. You know, no matter how confident or how long you've done this, it's still scary because you really don't know what the judges are looking for each time because it's so subjective. And each of us went, you know, we were on the top, the bottom, the middle, and it was just the fear was the biggest thing because you do really have to kind of start over with each challenge and with the time limits, the material limits, and it was just a lot for all of us, I think.
For sure. You know, it was very much, you get into this mindset of it's every challenge is a clean slate. You start over. So it's very much challenge to challenge. And like Carmian said, head down, you do you, and you get through it. And, you know, the best and the worst part is, you know, that just over there to either lab on either side of you is a wildly talented person who's got the same mentality, who's gunning to not take you down, but just to get a little further ahead than you. So it's competitive, but supportive at the same time. But yeah, week to week, it's crazy. It was definitely the wildest thing I've ever done.
And what made you decide to do the show initially?
I didn't want to do the show initially because when I first checked out what Design Star was, it was just like, all right, this is just a bunch of like budget decorating. And I ain't no decorator. If you've watched the show, you know that. So for me, I was like, I'm going to come in here and just get owned by all these people. And it's going to be humiliating. But everybody assured me that that wasn't what the show was anymore. And they're really bringing it up to the next level of what a design show is. And they told me, we think you're great. We think we can do this. So I had to get in the mindset of, there's people who get paid a lot of money to pick the right people for these shows. So I'm going to put my faith in them that I belong here and we're going to figure it out. So I dove right in, but it was also, you know, like a 7 to 8 month interview process. So that in itself was like challenge number one. Yeah. Was getting through that because it was just such an emotional roller coaster of hearing it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. So, you know, all of us have careers doing other great things, and all of us had to drop all that. So, you know, just being able to align all that with our schedules and be ready to move to the next thing was huge.
Yeah, the number one question I kept getting from all the people I work with and my peers is, why in the world would you do this? And my answer was, why in the world wouldn't I? Because, you know, what opportunity, what chance, how many people in the world get picked to do this? And it was kind of overwhelming and a little scary for me. And I wanted to really push myself outside of my comfort zone because I got real comfortable being where I was in my career. And I thought this would be an awesome chance to go push myself and do something to say I did it and to take a chance. And it really pushed me outside of every comfort zone as a designer I've ever had. And it's something I'll never regret doing.
Totally. I like Eli also almost didn't do the show. My business really took off a couple months before we got the news that we were cast, and like, my business is great. I can't leave it right now. I'm at the height of it. I'm making great money. I have great clients. I'm doing stuff I actually want to do. So I don't have time to just drop all of this and pretend to be a TV designer, also compete for the potential of having a show. Like, you're doing this show, not even guaranteed you'll get anything in the end. I'm like, it could be a total waste of my time. It was just, I wasn't sold on it. I totally had to be convinced to do it by my husband and my best friend. They're all like, you're not going to get this opportunity again. Like, if nothing else, do it for the exposure. So I did it.
Very nice. And tell me, each of you, the biggest challenge about doing the show, other than being up and down when it comes to the each week.
I guess the hardest thing was just the physical and mental taxation that this show just caused, which is like I developed an eye twitch after the second challenge, where my eyes would just start to do this like wide open thing, and then I was like pulling them back. My eyes were so dry all the time. And I just remember like all of us getting into the car, in the morning, and just being like, another day in paradise. Oh boy, let's go. And then at night, everybody just being like, are we getting dinner? And some people just be like, hell no, glass of wine, tub, bed, that's it. So all of us needed to figure out how to recharge. But we had each other's support in doing that, which made it a lot easier, but it definitely physically and emotionally taxing to like no end, and an experience that I've never had outside of like even design school doing 48-hour charrettes. This was 48-hour charrettes, but for like 4 weeks straight. So it was crazy.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, I think we were all running on pure adrenaline. I mean, I think the fear was major when we first got out of our cars, and then the adrenaline kicked in and the excitement. I've never done something so tough and so hard and taxing and stressful, because people don't really understand that those timelines are real and all that is actually really happening. And the stress of that is a lot. When Allison's on that bullhorn screaming 5 minutes, so you've got 5 minutes, and in the real world, we've got 5 months to get something done.
Yeah.
I still hear that bullhorn in my sleep at night of Allison screaming 5 minutes. I have PTSD to the max from that. But I think probably the hardest thing for me is what played out on TV. Is my challenge with social media, because I was really awful at it. And I'm still not great, but I did all right. So, but yeah, the experience, adrenaline, social media stress was my sum up of the whole situation.
Yeah, totally. The timelines were the hardest thing to overcome. Like, it was literally designing on steroids, like in gladiator mode, like, because you're constantly thinking about what you need to do. Like, is it going to be good enough to set me apart? Is it going to get me through? Is this wowing anybody enough? But you're also having to keep your carpenters in check to get things done in time. And the logistics of creating a space in 18 hours really was just, the pressure never let off until after the elimination, and we would all crash after dinner and have to do it all over again. So there was really no letdown. You're up here, your anxiety's high, you're tense, you're sick, and all these kinds of things, but you're just focused, laser focused on getting through, like, just make it through the next challenge.
Another thing on the physical taxation was, it took like those pillows in the hotel, and every day I felt like I couldn't quite turn my neck. So that didn't help when we were in there trying to build and make these masterpieces in 2 days straight. Just a little fun fact.
Good to know, but hopefully now you could move and be comfortable when you sleep and relax, more importantly.
For sure.
I think it's more the stress of the world actually seeing us. That's actually, watching the show is more stressful, because now we know everybody's watching it instead of just our little perfect bubble of design family. That's
for sure.
The scary part too. Is the whole world seeing us, and I love listening through the comments in my eyes, because it's fun to see the way people are watching it. I mean, it's scary and overwhelming, but really kind of rewarding.
For sure.
Nice. And other than making it to the top 3, what's your favorite memory about being on the show?
I think my favorite memory is my design family. I mean, I've made the biggest group of the best friends that we're going to probably stay together and talk and travel and continue to collaborate and work with each other. And we created this wonderful little family. And I think that was the biggest takeaway for me.
I totally walked away from the experience thinking, or really proud of myself. Like I was like, if you can make it through trying to be a design star, and I think I said that in the extras and after one of the episodes, like if you can make it through trying to be a design star, you're literally a design star. If you can make it through this process intact and still sane and still wanting to design after you leave, like you've totally accomplished some major goals, life goals. And so I'm just truly proud of myself as someone who isn't a big competitor or doesn't really put myself out there to be judged or anything like that, because I don't care what people think anyway. But to put all of that on the line and walk away proud, like I've made it to the finale. That's the best thing I walked away with.
Eli?
Yeah, kind of. I hate to piggyback off of both here, but it really is the overall experience was just such a shocking, once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, this was never ever on my radar, even a blip. And I got to do it in a really unique way that it's never been done for this show before. I met incredible people, and you know, it goes further than just like the design family of all the contestants. You know, I still communicate with my carpenters. I still talk to some of the producers. Like, I just gained a whole new set of friends that I would have never had exposure to on any level, or have expected to have that in my life. And it's definitely changed the way I look at my career and what's possible. So it's expanded my mind for sure, the whole experience.
And what's next for you guys? Not that the finale is getting ready to air, but I'm getting too much away.
I'll just take this one. I have now developed just a new sense of where I want to be. You know, I kind of always thought I would just be doing designs for somebody for a long time. And I think that this has definitely helped me accelerate the fact that I can go off on my own. I can do this. I know I have the personality for it. I have the entrepreneurial brain for it. And I know that my designs, I think that I feel validated in making it this far, that I can do this on a much bigger level, and I can do it for myself sooner than I thought. So for me, it's going to be going off on my own and trying to start a whole new world of design for myself and capturing different types of clients that I would have never have had exposure to.
I think for me, it's really reignited my passion for design and reminded me of why I got into this business. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I think that being on this show really pushed me, and I'm really excited, more than I've ever been, about what I'm doing. I felt more creative, more inspired. Plus, I kind of absorbed all the energy of the other contestants on the show and kind of picked up some tricks and learned a lot from them. So I think as a designer, you know, you really need to step outside your comfort zone, and it really pushes you and excites you about why you design. So I think I'm more excited about being a designer now than I was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I especially after partnering with Eli, really realized that I can sometimes design in a box, and I put limitations on myself. And even designing for the show, time was the biggest limitation. And I'm like, I'm only going to do what I have time for. But in working with Eli, I was like, no, you got to go for it, because it may turn out to be the most amazing thing you've ever done. And so now I move even beyond design, like the content I create for social media and designing for my house and clients, like designing outside of the box or pushing myself a little bit further has been something I've taken away from the process. But now that the finale is happening and people understand I am a TV designer and I've made it to the finale, like the price went up. Like I now have leveled up on who my clients are, what the rates are. And now just being a sought after voice for the design community, like being able to evangelize what my beliefs are about design and living well, and how our environments really play a huge role in how we live. That's more along the lines of what I'm going to be doing from here on out.
I can't even begin to tell you guys how proud I am of you. And a little off topic, I like the picture that you have and the design in yours. You both have such cute rooms.
Thank you.
I was trying to figure out what those action figures on yours, Eli?
What's on your shelf,
So,
Eli?
do you want a closer look?
Yeah.
All right, here, I'll turn the light off. So I collect a lot of vinyl art toys. So these are my friends. So they're called Dunnies, and they're vinyl art toys by all different artists. And I'm just so obsessed. You know, they're my friends. I'm never alone, which is great. And here, I'll show you. You know, I got all these other weirdos here. So they're just fun. This is where all my weirdness comes from.
Nice.
This is totally giving me my son's room's vibes.
Oh yeah. So I remind you of a kid's room. Great.
Hey, I have the Disney vinyls, so I can't show you right now, but I have the Disney vinyls, so you're in good company there, Eli.
Cool.
Yes.
All right.
I'm
awesome.
actually, you don't see my picture because I'm standing in a field outside of Austin, Texas, in the middle of the site. So I'm actually at work.
Chris is working.
I'm working in Texas today, so there's no background. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. But I'm sure your background that you designed is gorgeous too. So I don't have one, which is why I'm faking it with the beach.
Yeah,
Got it.
Perfect.
Plus, I have cats here that are trying to jump up on my lap. So they're too young to be stars. Maybe when they're a little older.
All right.
So I want each of you, before I let you go, to tell me a fun fact about yourselves that might surprise your newfound fans.
Fun fact.
Boy,
That's hard.
That's a hard question.
like where do I begin with that?
Right.
Well, I don't even know. What are you looking for?
Anything
Things we do, things we like.
Anything that you think is people would like to know about you. Like, I'll start. Everyone on Earth pretty much knows this, but I'm going to be an aunt in 6 weeks, so yay!
Congratulations. That's
you.
awesome.
Congrats.
Yes. Thank you. So anything like that, or anything fun that you think people didn't learn about you on the show?
Oh man.
Somebody's got to go first. This is hard.
I know.
Well, your business that you got started, Carmen. Tell me about your business.
Well, I've had my design business for 8 years, but I also worked in corporate for all of those 8 years up until, well, no, not all of those 8 years, for 7 of them. I left my corporate job to pursue my own business full time in the fall of 2019. So the summer of 2020 is when it exploded, and is why I almost didn't do the show. But now, let's see, I don't know if that makes it a fun fact. I mean, I have a design business. I'm a designer with a design business. That's not fun, but
yeah. I think
But it's fresh, it's new, it's a humble beginning. Like,
exactly.
We got you, Carmian.
I like that a lot.
I mean, no, that's not fun at all.
I mean, if we could talk about fun beginnings, I think everybody has a fun beginning and a unique beginning. You know, I was in restaurants. Like, I had 3 restaurants in New York City, and then I came to Denver to do it myself, and realized I didn't want to do operations anymore. And so 4 years ago, I started doing design, you know? So I think everybody has a unique beginning to this story. And especially mine was like 7 months of unemployment, and just hell. So that happened. But, you know, starting over. What's that?
I said that the beginnings point is very helpful, because I chose my college and went to school for physical therapy, to be a physical therapist.
That's right.
Yeah. And I became an RA and got to design my own dorm room for the first time. I didn't have to share with anybody, so I got to design it the way I wanted. and one of my friends walked in and was like, you totally need to check out the interior design department. And I changed my major the next day. So that's how I got into design.
I like that. Wow.
Yeah,
See, that's
everyone
fun. That's
found-
fun.
Yeah, like I didn't study interior design in college. I studied industrial and interaction design. And here we are, you know. Everybody, I think, has a unique way of getting here. I mean, look at all the other contestants as well. Like Justin, I don't even think studied interior design.
Didn't go to school for it.
Tony, I think, is the only. Tony and Chris, you studied interior design or architecture?
Yeah, we did. I think the fun fact, probably the person that people see on TV is the person that I am with my clients. I'm kind of a smart aleck. I kind of like to make jokes, and I like design to be a whole lot of fun and tell a story. So it was kind of funny to see myself on TV because I didn't realize that's the way I really am. But all my clients are like, "Oh my God, that is exactly the way you are with us." So I mean, it was kind of fun. I didn't realize I was such a smart aleck, but it was
Chris,
fun to see
watching
myself
you
on
every
TV.
episode has been so much fun.
I didn't realize I had so many one-liners.
Make it. The one-liners make the show.
You have my whole. Yeah. Chris,
So
my whole
fact.
crew, I'm yelling at everybody to shut up because they keep laughing so hard at you the whole time. It's great.
Well, good. I
love it.
So I just want everybody to know that design is fun, and you should be able to laugh because we're making things beautiful. And I think at the end of the day, it needs to be a really fun process, and it needs to be fun for the designer and the client because we're creating beautiful places.
Exactly.
That you are. And since we're also a TV site, what are you guys watching on TV these days other than Design Star?
I just watched WandaVision, the new Marvel series, and something that's really, really interesting about it is they're constantly moving through these different time periods. I don't know if anybody has seen it yet, but you know, you're starting in like the Dick Van Dyke Show era of TV and working your way up to modern day television. And each time you watch an episode, it's a completely new set for how they've redesigned and styled the house. And I am just obsessed with it. It's been so much fun to watch. And it kind of reminds me of like, they must have had to do all the same stuff that we were doing because every episode's new set. So that's been really fun for me. And it's like action, blowing shit up. It's cool.
I haven't watched.
I have really horrible taste in television. I like to watch really bad reality shows because it's an escape. So,
I'm not even surprised.
Nobody wants to watch TV with me because I'm either watching a historical period piece, looking at the rooms, and mainly when I watch TV, I'm looking at the sets more than listening to the story because I kind of like to see what the rooms look like.
Exactly.
So my TV viewing is all over the place.
But okay, you said trashy reality TV, and I watch that too. What's your favorite?
I'm addicted to every housewife there ever was. I mean, my TV taste is so bad. So,
I'm addicted too. What's your favorite franchise?
I'm all about Atlanta because I think they're sassy, and I love the Salt Lake City. They're great too. So
yeah.
And their interiors are terrible, so I love to judge all of that. And feel free to quote me because all those women need to call me. They need interior designers.
You could be the house designer for the housewives. I like it.
Bring it on. We need somebody needs to fix it. So let me be the guy.
And here I am.
Maybe they need to have Design Star come in and do it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Each of you could take a franchise.
Oh God, that's perfect. Your mouth to God's ears.
Let's hope. I'm sorry, Carmia. What were you saying? You started to say what you were watching.
Oh, I was just saying I don't watch a ton of TV, and if I do, I choose movies. I don't like getting into too many series because I can't go to sleep, so I binge until 4, 5, 6 a.m. when I start a good one. Like the last one was The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Like I could not
so
watch.
Good.
It was so good. So yeah, right now, my husband and I went back and we're watching Ballers, the HBO series with The Rock.
That one's good.
So it's really good. So that's what we're doing, what we're watching now.
Very nice. And before I let you go, where can we find you on social media?
I am Carmion.Hamilton on Instagram, and my website is carmionhamilton.com.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Eli?
Mine is eli.harriton. That's my Instagram handle, and my website is eliharriton.com. And right now I am currently with TVL Creative, This Visual Life Creative in Denver, if you want to go and check us out there as well.
Yeah, and I am at Goddard Design Group on all the platforms. So, and I just started TikTok. It's hysterical. So if people need jokes, they're more than welcome to follow me along on that. But I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
I'm going there now.
I learned from TV.
I'm going there right as soon as we're done.
Going there right
Yeah,
now.
so am I. Well, I want to thank you three for being on my show today. Good luck and congratulations on making it this far. And I'm proud of each and every one of you for how well you've done.
Well, thank you for having
Thank you
us.
so much. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Good luck. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.